Hi friends, Tanya from Healing with Tanya. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Um, Today we're going to talk about Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So it is upward facing dog, and as always I will show you the variation or the modification to the pose as well as the classic pose. So let's get started. We will be using blocks. So hopefully you have those handy. If not, maybe this will inspire you to buy some if you're doing home yoga. I always recommend in my classes to use blocks because they add accessibility and they add more to your poses to bring awareness to the body and what the pose should be doing. And then if you feel a little more confident and comfortable, then you will slowly move them. But honestly, in my practice, I use them all the time with no shame, because yoga is all inclusive to all bodies and shapes and sizes and abilities and limitations. So please embrace props in general, whether they're blocks or straps, blankets. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to place the blocks on their lowest setting, and you're going to space them out because your hands are going to go on top of them. Okay, so we'll start off, just going to scoot them up. We'll start off with our hands on the blocks. Now it's important that you press into the whole circumference of the palm, because currently, I think after doing so many chaturangas, I am hurting in my wrist. But anyway, let's slide your leg, one leg first. So as a precursor, we are using the core in Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So upward facing dog uses a lot of core. So even though this is a modified version of upward facing dog, there's still a lot of activation going on in the outer hips, the core, and a lot in the arms and the shoulders. Okay. So draw the navel back towards the spine. We're going to lengthen one leg first, and then the other leg will reach back as well. Now you're going to pull the chest forward, and the hips will dip just a little bit. Notice that my thighs and my hips are off the mat. I'm using my core and I'm pressing my sternum, my hands down, sliding my sternum forward. And then knees come down, and you can always press back into child's pose here. So the hands play a big part in this pose as well, as they're pressing down to really open that chest, spread through the collarbones, and slide those shoulder heads away from the neck, away from the ears. So we'll run by it one more time. Hands are on the blocks. Press the top of the palm, all 10 fingers, and the back of the palm. Now stretch your opposite leg this time, and then stretch your other leg. Pull the chest forward. Engage the core, pubic bone to navel. Slide the sternum forward. Keep the breath. Exhale this time to a downward facing dog. Breathe. So that was one way. The next one, we're going to remove the blocks. So we're going to do the classic pose. Now, Yep. So we start, I'm going to pretend like we're starting, because it's the classic pose, we're going to start after chaturanga. So strong plank, shoulders over wrist, shift forward, bend your elbows, pause, and inhale to upward facing dog. Keep looking at the hips and the thighs. The sitting bones reach back towards the heels and then to downward facing dog. Come down to your knees. So there's the ability to engage the core. And I believe I've said this in my other videos, but it's the idea of drawing the sitting bones down, right? So they go down as the frontal hip bones turn up towards the chest. So that's when we know we are using and engaging our core. At the same time, it's finding a neutral spine, neutral hips. So if we let this go, I have a tendency to have a lordotic curve, so I hyperextend in my low back, if you can tell. So I have to work twice as hard to find pubic bone to navel, sitting bones down, right? This is how our hips should look when we're in upward facing dog, Udhva, Mukha, Svanasana. So I'll go by it one more time. Oh yeah, we're starting off in chaturanga. Slightly shifting forward, bending the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Core, still sliding the sternum forward. Downward facing dog. And then come down to your knees. So that was a classic version. Now, if we want to go down a notch, then after, I want to make sure it's not in the way. Okay, so after chaturanga, we're going to say we just did modified chaturanga. So let me, just so we are all on the same page. Modified chaturanga, core engages, shift forward, bend your elbows, lower all the way down. Press the hands, inhale this time to a baby cobra. And this will be your upward facing dog. So you don't have to press all the way up if you still don't have the shoulder strength. You can honor your body completely. Come down to that modified chaturanga and inhale to baby cobra, bhujangasana. So I can do another video that will go over bhujangasana. Okay? So remember, yoga is all about honoring your body, honoring where you're at. So no need to worry. There's no need to compare yourself to anybody else. And just be grateful you're able to do it in any shape, way, or form. All right, guys. See you later.